This is Between Hook Sets. I'm Chasen Walter from In Through the Outdoors with my partner in slime, Curt Underhill from the Fishing Crew. Yeah. How the heck's it going there?
Good, buddy.
Fantastic.
Trying to figure out this new
the Instagram thing.
I think I'm going to leave it off Instagram tonight till we get that figured out.
Yeah, I'm hitting the go live button and it is just not happening. I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but I've done everything I can from here. So, without further ado and no more haste and no more waste, let's get into this sucker because we're going to have some fun tonight. I'm really pumped about our guest this evening because to me, it feels like his first live appearance in years. I mean, at least 5, maybe 6 or 7. Benny, are you counting?
Probably 5, 6, or 7 years. It's been a while. It's been a while. Probably for good reason.
I honestly, I guess I was thinking it, closer to 20 years, but then what? So it's closer to 7. Okay, sorry. But, I don't know.
It feels like 20.
What I want to know is who the hell is the guy that's following you around that's always correcting you?
Curt Underhill.
Okay. I get you. You know what? Let me do this before we even get started because I was really excited years ago, and it was only 2 years ago when you came back, and I kind of called it.
Hi, I'm world-renowned angler Benny Spies, and I'm here to talk to you about zebra mussels. Did you know in just 5 gallons of infested water there can be up to 10 million?
It's 1,000.
1,000 baby zebra mussels. I'm no rocket mathematician, but...
Hey, Benny, why don't you out on the water?
Because I threw my plug away 4 years ago. Remember, folks, pull your plug, clean, drain, dry your boat every time.
Yeah, okay. So
that was
there we
the
go.
pinnacle of my career right there.
Right there. Okay, pull the plug 4 years ago. Now, here's the thing. I called everybody in the state. GF&P, I sent you a message. I wasn't smart enough to send you a message on Instagram, but I'm like, all right, what is he saying here? So help me out.
I'm no rocket mathematician, but...
Benny.
Okay. No lack of the what, Skatition?
I take my lessons from Joe Biden.
Okay. I love it.
I talk like he does.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm no rocket mathematician, but...
Hey, Benny.
Hey, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. I've got more clips, folks. So,
good.
Sit tight, stay there.
How
and
long
don't
is
move.
this going to be? I got supper inside.
So,
Well,
being fortunate to know Benny for a long time, it's been, we started the show, we talked about getting Benny on, and, Benny, you've done it. Like, you lived pretty much everybody that's probably watching tonight's dream doing the outdoor world. I think people think it's like, cupcake and cookies, but how did you get cupcakes? I was talking to Joe Biden. Cupcakes and cookies. I think, we've had a lot of conversations. Brian had to leave the room.
He's going for some cupcakes and cookies.
You didn't just start on the top. So talk about how you got started in this industry and why.
Make the top?
I mean, there's people out there that still to this day, when you post an Instagram post, want your show back. So
that's my mom and dad.
That's your mom and dad.
My mom just got an Instagram page.
She has 5 fake accounts.
Yeah. Some dude out of I just started out with way back in the day. I was how far back do you want to go? I mean
all the way back.
When I was a young buck, speaking of buck, when I was a young buck, I would way back, the Buck McNeely and Babe Winkleman years. I used to watch those TV shows and study those TV shows. I memorized those TV shows. Babe standing there with his coffee mug, with the mountain lion in the background, the fireplace roaring in the background, Chris's kitchen when she's making something with 5 gallons of lard. I watched all that stuff and I studied that stuff, and I love those outdoor shows. Bill Dance, all the great fishermen. That's all I did is I watched and I studied those shows and I memorized those shows. And I wouldn't say that's kind of what got me going, but I was always interested in it. And then the path led to school and in Florida State University. And then I was offered an internship to apply for an internship at Conan O'Brien. And I took that, and that's where the TV thing kind of just started happening, of me trying to figure it out of what it is I wanted to do, I guess.
But I think your show was so successful because you related to everybody. And you watched all these shows, you studied these shows, and then it came to Gun It, which probably was never really done before. It was something completely different. So why that? Because you said you studied all these shows and knew what to do. So where did Gun It come from? And actually, it wasn't even Gun It in the beginning.
That's me in my hero pose right there. Loophole took us down to Arkansas, and we that's probably on the calendar for Loophole. So that was, they should have airbrushed some muscles on me. The gun barrel's bigger than my arm, so that was just something. So I studied and I memorized those shows. But when I first started, I actually, because before we started tonight, I brought up to Curt, I found an old VHS tape when I was moving some stuff around. If you look around this building here, I'm moving crap everywhere, but I found an old VHS tape. And after my internships, I worked as a page at NBC, and then I went to work for MTV and VH1 in production for a while, all just kind of geared me up to learn how television shows are put together. I finally said, you know what, I want to go try outdoor television because I've always been interested in it. But I did kind of start out, I wanted to be funny as I first started out. And if you watch that old VHS, which it would be cool if you guys had a clip of it. I haven't watched it in over probably, telling Curt, it's probably 19 years since I've watched it. I'd be scared to watch it right now. But I kind of started out as a spoof show, and I hired Steve Gruber. If you guys remember him, I think he's a news guy now on Real America or whatever, but he used to have an outdoor show for a long, long time. His dad had one, then he had one on Outdoor Channel. And I randomly figured out a way to get a hold of him, and I hired him to come out to South Dakota and film a pilot for me. And the pilot had a desk at it, and I was talking from a desk, and then it went to try to do like a clip show. We filmed it. It took like 3 days. We put it together. We made a 5-minute reel on it, and it sucked. It did. It sucked. It was that bad. It was bad enough for me to say, you know what, that's so bad, I got to do something different. But I didn't quit. But that's eventually what created Gun It. But Gun It started with a title was Shooting Blanks with Benny, which was a different story how that changed. But it went for me filming this pilot, which was horrible, to me to realize that wasn't going to work. To, you know what, I'm going to do something that just speaks to who I am. And at that time, all the outdoor shows wanted to be the biggest, the baddest. I catch the biggest fish. I shoot the biggest deer. I can climb the highest mountain. Whatever I do is better and badder than what you can do. And that's not how I grew up, and that's not what I knew. I just knew it. I knew just to go out and have a good time. Fortunately for me, my friends all like to have a good time too. And we like to hunt. We like to fish. After we go hunting or after we go fishing, sometimes while we're fishing, we like to enjoy a few cocktails or a few beers. And, you know, we also don't hit everything we shoot at. We don't catch everything that we fish for, if that makes any sense. But I decided to include all that in there and try to make it work. It took a few tries, but we made a pilot, and it took me a while to sell it, but I sold it.
Well, and that's, you say take a while to sold it. I remember you showing me a CD that you got, that you have framed, that said nope, that you sent in, and it came back to you. So to persevere, and people see that and think, okay, he hit it big, he did this, whatever. But there was a lot of, missed fumbles, failures getting to what became Gun It.
I made the pilot, and it was 23 minutes long. and this was original stuff that it was ideas that I put on bar napkins, ideas that I wrote down on pieces of paper, little ripped off notepads or whatever. Got all these ideas and just started trying to figure out what would work, what would not work. It's going out and hunting geese in a junkyard. It's racing an old Jeep Wagoneer versus a random drunk guy in a drag bun race in a random town in South Dakota. All fun stuff that we always did. We still do. Not random drunk.
I think we got the clip of that drunk guy.
So,
I think we do.
I'd rather watch dogs hump than watch this stupid show.
no, that wasn't it. That was the owner of the bar in Irwin, South Dakota. That guy right there. We just popped into that town and asked if he'd say that, and he could never get his line right.
Really? Well, he got it right this time.
I'd rather watch dogs hump than watch this stupid show.
Yeah. Where is that guy now? Yeah, we just popped into there trying to eat a cheeseburger at his bar, and I asked him to outside and say that. That's cool. That's memories right there. But yeah, and then we put this pilot together, and KDLT in Sioux Falls, they actually aired it, but I sent it off to a Fox affiliate or something in Omaha, and then one in Minneapolis, and I think there was the one in Omaha sent it back to me, and all that was on. They mailed it back to me, and in the envelope was the DVD and a Post-it note on it that said, "Nope." I was like, "Nope." Mike, signed Mike. Mike. Like, wow. Oh, shit, Mike don't like my show.
One word rejection. Ouch.
Yeah. Well, next to that, I pitched it to Outdoor Channel, and I have that letter frame too, where they turned it down. So, but that was the early stuff, like Curt said, we tried to do something that had never really been done before. Cause at that time, everybody was, the biggest and the baddest in the country or in the field, which is great. I mean, it worked, and those guys are still popular today, which is excellent. And a lot of those guys are friends of mine still today, which is great too. I just was a guy to go after a niche and try to do something different. When you try to be someone you're not, either the guy at the desk that we tried to do, which wasn't me, it didn't work. If I would have went 100% the other way to be the biggest, baddest guy on the mountain, well, that wasn't going to be me either. I knew better even to try that. So I just kind of came to my senses to say, you know what, I'm just going to be me, and I'm going to do what I do best. That wasn't TV at the time, but it was hunting and fishing in a way that, you know what, I'm going to go out and just have fun. Screw it. Whatever happens. We're going to film it. We're going to try to make a show out of it.
And
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's exactly what it was. And it was, loading Willie and Greg and all these guys up in the toaster, and which I think is so unique. You took –
Who's Willie?
Big he said, Amalani puked on your show.
Willie Glow.
Oh, yeah, Willie. Yeah.
Hope he's watching right now.
So you took your not – you see, like I saw Brian or Chasen earlier today that, you see these guys driving down the road in the truck and it's talking going to the field, and that's all it is. But you took your car, your boat, and made them a character of your show, which was probably it's never been done in the outdoor world. And I mean, the toaster is renowned. I mean, I helped you haul it out to the Corco's place, and you were telling me guys wanted to buy it. And I mean, why that? Why did you decide to make your cars characters in your show, not just props?
Well, content. but those, I mean, the toaster just kind of, as we originally had a Jeep Wagoneer, and then I bought an old Scout, and I was like, oh, let's do the Scout, but then the Scout wasn't big enough. I always wanted to do an El Camino, because I think those El Camino or those whatever, the Ford El Rancho or the Ranchero.
Yeah, the Ranchero. Yep.
Wanted to do a Ranchero, but that wasn't big enough to do it. Then we were kind of put things together. Like, we need something to haul around all the equipment. I was driving by McDonald's in Watertown, South Dakota, and there was that old Winnebago was sitting there, and there's like a glow of light around it when I drove by. I'm like, that's it right there. I want to see if I can buy it off the guy. And I pulled in there. He had just remodeled the interior of it. The thing sleeps normally like two, but he had his family of 6 in there. Super cool guy, nice guy. And I asked if he wanted to sell it. He really didn't want to sell it. But thank God, this tested all my friends. All my friends chipped in a couple $100 a piece, and we bought it. And it just became a character in the show. I think in the first show, Ron Burchatz with Bernie's Auto Body in Watertown at the time, I think he's the one that named it the toaster. I don't remember for sure, but I think he named it a toaster because he said it looked like a toaster driving down the road. So I probably give him the credit for that. But at that time, it just kind of took on a life of its own, and we had to make it a character. And then it became more popular than me because you take it to Cabela's, or you drive down the road, or you go do something, and more people want pictures with that or go inside of it for Christmas cards or whatever. Then I don't know why they want to talk to me anyway.
Well, that's wait, hang on. The producer said something from headquarters. They say we've got a clip of it.
Get in here, big goof. Get in here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I think you broke my binoculars.
Oh, okay.
That's worth a laugh or two.
Did you get permission from him?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah, there it is. That's the old girl right there. We put in a lot of miles, and the heater never worked, and it would stall out on us quite a bit. We actually drove it all the way to Idaho, through Yellowstone, and it broke down somewhere in Idaho, so we spent a night in the shop. Actually, it broke down in Montana too. We lost a drive shaft in the middle of the interstate over there.
No.
But we lost 3 drive shafts in it. Driving down the road, you could hear the thing just start clank, 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 boom! And then I look in the rearview mirror and I see it whipping down the highway.
I suppose that had hanger bearings. It was long enough. It had hanger bearings in it, didn't it?
Everything I have is long enough.
Right.
A couple big hanger bearings over here too.
Hold on, from the producer's headquarters. That's a lie.
We're beeping that. We're beeping that.
But yeah, so you took your item or your tools, your item, your cars, your boats, and you made them a character of the show, which I don't think has ever been done to this day in the outdoor arena other than you. And that's where we were talking earlier, and you aired misses, you aired breakdowns, you aired a snowdrift inside the toaster when you rode. I mean, you aired what happened, and I think that's why people relate to you.
We had 3 to 5 days to film a show, and we would set out with an agenda. We would have kind of the activities that we would get involved in, if it was hunting or if it was fishing or if it was in a bar or if it was racing or whatever it was. We'd put the show together very loosely, and then we'd just go out and film it. Sometimes we'd do it all, sometimes we'd do half of it, but whatever it is during that 3 to 5 days, including the interviews, we would just make a show out of it. So the very first show that we filmed, we shot 1 duck. That's it. 1 duck. And I was worried about it, but versus Jeff Macaluso, I owe it all to him. Jeff Macaluso, he's the one that greenlit the show on Versus and got it all started. But I was worried when they put that show together. After watching it, it was good content. It was good reality TV. But in the outdoor space, we actually shot 1 duck. And in that world, it's kind of results produced, right? Well, we didn't really produce in that world, but we made a really, really solid show that hadn't been done in outdoor television before. So that's where we were testing the waters. But it went to #1 on Versus for 3 years in a row. 3 years we were there.
That's awesome.
We did pretty good.
You did catch 1 shark though. The producer said it's a paddlefish. Oh, I thought it was a shark. Sorry, my mistake.
We do have video footage of him with sharks. I've seen that VHS tape.
Yep. Well, that's you don't have permission to use that. Yeah, that was the old paddlefish. drawn that tag a couple of times in South Dakota, and that's why I got such big cannons right here.
You know, you keep talking about permission. I've got my forgiveness slips here.
Good, you're gonna need that one for the poster clip. If you know who was in that one, he might get. Yeah. Sorry, Brian.
Well, you went out and did it, and then
Josh he did that for me here just the other day. So I say thank you for that picture of you and I together. That was, I'll keep that forever.
Who did that?
What was it? Where'd you get that?
Huh? That's right here.
That's from the Gov Cup this year?
Yeah, it is. I just did a quick pencil drawing yesterday. I just thought I'd say that Josh did it for me instead of me, because nobody's going to believe that I could draw that good.
Yeah, Josh. I mean, who's Josh? He's no artist in his family. We got the real artist sitting right here.
Josh should get more viewers than me.
Okay, so here's the deal, Benny. You can throw together a sketch. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is actually, you know, even though we're talking stick people here, that's pretty doggone good.
Yes, look at that right there. I mean, that's an original.
You talk about impressionism, and it's all there.
My 2-year-old boy can do better than that.
Now, here's one of my favorites.
Yes, I did that one. That took me 7 minutes.
Yeah, sure you did. Yeah, right on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
7 minutes that took me. The other ones took about 4 or 5 days. That took 7 minutes. In fact, I did it like this. Done.
Well, hey, here, how long did it take you to do this?
All afternoon to try to shoot that bird. That was a long day.
So your show was on for what, 7 years?
7 seasons.
7 seasons your show aired, and then you decided life's changing. We're done.
Yeah. You know what? Be honest with you, the business side of it just kind of wore me out. So I managed to get put together and have some of the best relationships on the planet that my show was able to I'm looking for the word right now, just to produce, you know, my with these guys or Loophole that you saw, or Old Milwaukee, or Jack Links, or Illumicraft, or Curt Chasen, whatever. I managed to make some very good friends in the industry. And my title sponsor was Loophole, and I signed with Winchester, which was a dream of mine, absolute dream of mine. Cabela's a dream of mine. You know, Old Milwaukee, got one of the best. I mean, I grew up drinking Old Milwaukee, which is
started at 4, right?
Well, I stole them out of the golf cart shed. The cool golf carts. How'd we get you first year, Kurt? But you know, I got some great relationships that I still have to this day. But the business part just kind of wore me out. You know, I mean, every couple of years you kind of had to sell yourself again, and I just didn't want to worry about 2 more years. And you know, you have so many hours in the day, and so many days in the week, and so many days in the year, and it just was getting to be a lot. And
when you're creating content, really there's no vacation, there's no break from it, because you've constantly got to be thinking about it. You constantly have to come up with something new, something funny, and it's not easy.
There is not a break. And what I do now too, there isn't a break either, but it's a different type of pressure. But when in the television, the outdoor world, everything was riding on my shoulders. And you know, I worked with some great people, you know, I mean, between Matt and Andy and the other guy in Half Yard, you know, and then even going, you know, past them, you know, I worked with some wonderful people that put together an amazing show. I came to the table with the ideas, and those guys made it all work and made it all possible, which is pretty cool. I'm very lucky to have people on board to make the dream happen. But at the end of the day, it just kind of wore me out.
But then you move on with life. You still go out, you still hunt, you still fish, all, you know, not all the time, but
you try to.
but you're doing it at a different state in life. And we showed the picture with your kids, but you still one of the most impressive things to me is you still maintain with some of your major sponsors. And I mean, you've been off the air, almost 7 years?
Those two I still work with quite a bit, Winchester and Cabela's, and both Winchester Firearms and Winchester Ammunition. Thank you to Jason, thank you to Rafe, and thank you to all the folks at Cabela's. Yeah, we still have a wonderful relationship, and we put together some good content, and hopefully we're getting the message out there that those are still some of the best brands in the business. Best brands in the business. Say that fast 10 times. But yeah, definitely. It's a dream come true because I started out in my life shooting Winchester, and still to work with them or even have an opportunity to work with them has been a dream. And with Cabela's, Sydney, I actually asked my mom when I was a little guy to drive me to Sydney so I could just see the mountain, right? Of all the mounts on the big mountain, and drove all the way to Sydney, and all I bought was a couple postcards to prove I was there, and turned around and drove back. but it was pretty cool. So to work with those guys is great. Yeah, the TV world was great, and it was a wonderful experience, and it was a great run. 7 years, nearly 80 some shows, somewhere in there. It opened up our other opportunities with the other series that Sportsman's Channel, I did with them, with that Amazing America and a thing with Animal Planet, and, wrote for Outdoor Life for a long time. So it opened up some great doors and some wonderful opportunities along the way. And I'm very grateful for all that. I am. And you guys too, by the way. For having me on the most popular outdoor podcast in the business.
I wouldn't go that
Joe Rogan, and then there's this one. What's it called again?
Between Hook Sets.
Between Hook Sets. See. I mean,
but
you make it when you hit between the hook sets and gas station.
Yeah, I was gonna say GSTV. Right. You made
it. I'm there. Who's talking over there on the side there? Who's saying things?
We got
Miles Hunsley. Oh, Miles.
Trent wants to know, how can we catch up on gunning?
Pay me some money, and I'll send you some DVDs.
VHS. He's got a copy.
Instagram message me. I'll give you the address. Send the cash to.
So will it ever come out on YouTube? Are you gonna bring it back and let people enjoy it now? Because it's a new digital world these days.
It is, and we're still in VHS, so we're working on trying how to put that onto some digital platforms. Someday it might be, the original episodes, the first three seasons that were on Versus, I don't own those. NBC Sports owns those, so I'd have to get a hold of a guy named John Miller, and I know John. But if anybody else knows John out there, the address is 30 Rockefeller Center, New York City. Call him and ask him if I can get permission for those. So I don't own those. The other 4 seasons I do own. I guess I probably could do something with them. Maybe Curt has the capabilities to put it online for me. Maybe we'll do that someday.
And a lot of people, like you said,
Miles still there. Miles, are you still out there? Oh, Miles. It's good name.
Was he part of the whole I got stuck in the toaster on Bitter Lake, or was that Jake Lanning? I can't remember. One of them helped pull you out.
I was drunk.
But you shot a lot of shows. Tons of great memories. And like I said, people out there still to this day, I helped you haul the toaster out to Corco's. And as we're driving through town, it was just nonstop.
My wife is now commenting on this. What, did you hide that one?
No, it's on the screen now.
Bring your wife up here. No. She's watching the new puppy.
She's watching the new puppy, yeah. So you had all these great memories, all these things everybody loved. What was one of the moments in your career that you were like, this?
I finally made it?
Or not even the finally made it.
When Babe Winkleman yelled at me outside of the holiday party in Las Vegas. That's when I knew I had made it.
We got to hear this story. Babe Winkleman yelled at you? What?
He didn't yell at me. He had a talk with me. He told me that I am now national. Well, I think he said worldwide. And you're from Alaska to Florida. I think he might have had a few sips of bourbon and a few Marlboros that day. And he told me, you're worldwide. You better watch what you do. Watch what you do. And I said, man, I'm just making a TV show. I'm going out having fun. And we're actually doing pretty good. But he had a nice little talk with me in Las Vegas. And at that point, hey, my childhood hero knew who I was. I knew that I had made it somewhere. So I remember that conversation like it was yesterday.
Well, I think, hang on here, producers and
Dave, there?
we've got a public service.
And your final lesson, no alcohol before or during the hunt.
I'm an idiot.
We had a comment come.
I wish I would have thought of that. But Brian, he thought of all that. So
did he really?
That's
awesome.
We had a comment come in. You went.
Oh yeah. All right, Doc. I see you have a pretty good audience. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do weddings now. Yeah, Kevin Tiger. I do weddings now. That was.
I do too. I've been asked to play at weddings a few times.
But all the episodes that aired, what was the funniest, best moment to you, and all that?
You know, I the best. I have the best friends in the world. Best friends in the world. And my show could not have happened without my buddies. And when you take like the TJ Corkos of the world that I hunt, we did, I don't know, 12 shows out there. And if you add up all the time that he spent, is like 2 years, filming shows. I mean, he's one example of many. And my Willie Glows, Greg Goodman's. I could go on forever. I'm going to insult people by not saying their names because all my friends did such a great job helping me out. And without them, my show would have never been what it became, because it was that type of show to go out and just have fun. And who do you have fun with your buddies? So to say one particular show, I can't narrow it down, because all of them were a different experience, a different plan, and or a different race that we did, with the toaster or whatever. So they were all pretty special in their own way. What a good way to answer that. Right?
Yeah,
no,
that's the best.
Wait a minute. I get to share my favorite. Okay.
I'd rather watch dogs hump than watch this stupid show.
Sorry. Did you need to see that again?
I'd rather watch dogs hump than watch this stupid show.
That's the way most people feel right there. I'd rather watch dogs hump than my TV show. See, that was the original pilot. So we went around and asked people just to say dumb things into the camera and try to make those little interstitials into the show. And they're funny, but we never ever used them. That kind of went into the what we filmed. The first season was Legends of Benny Spies, and we went around. Kevin Tiger was in it. We filmed little snippets of people. Devin Peck was in it with Dash. God bless his soul. And a lot of different people. We'd have say different funny things into the camera. We were going to incorporate that into the show, but it never made it. So, and I still have all those clips, and they'd be probably cool to show at some point.
Oh yeah. Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Blooper reel, something of that nature. So let me ask you, because this content thing is tough. I'm new to it. It's been 2.5 years, and I don't know how many times I talk to God and say, okay, the ups and the downs and the peaks and the valleys, I've had enough. I'm out. If you want me to stop, send me a sign. If you want me to keep going, send me a sign. And he sent me Curt, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to keep going. So, and I'm very blessed to have Curt. But when you
I don't know if that was God or the devil, buddy, but
Well, but now wait a minute. When you decided to stop, though, what was it painstaking? Did it drive you nuts for weeks, or did you just go, "That's it, I'm done"?
That's it. That I'm done. That was it. It was just a time. It was that I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm over it. But you know what? I said some prayers too, and God sent me Curt, and we met at the hopscotch, and the rest is history from there. So God, Curt saved us both.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. That's what everybody says.
I love it.
We're both lucky men to have Curt in our life.
Yeah, aren't we though? I mean, it had it not been for Curt, we wouldn't have come together. We wouldn't be gluten-free together. We wouldn't have you wouldn't have had the chance to have deep fried fish with Doritos for the first time ever. Now I realize I didn't season it.
Play it.
But it was crunchy. It was good. Yeah, so yeah, it was fun to meet you this summer and hang out and get to see a different side of Benny Spies. Frankly, I guess you're the same in front of the camera as you are, behind it, in front of it, beside it, the whole 9 yards. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Idiot.
Yeah. No, I never thought that once.
People commenting over here are calling me an idiot. Someone just write idiot out there. Somebody give us an idiot. I don't care. Kevin, Miles, my wife, Doc Wolf, somebody.
Well, you can shoot birds, though. I want everybody to see the fact that you can shoot birds. That happens. It's for real.
There we go.
So
that would be
there we are.
That would be my girlfriend, Mary Underhill. She said idiot.
Right.
There we go. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Good friends. Such good friends. When you're as popular as me and you have a worldwide TV show that just catapults you to the top, I'm not surprised to get these wonderful comments from great people.
Isn't it wonderful? It's always so fun to get.
Oh yeah, Taylor. There we go. Forget a big audience all the way up to Cheyenne Ridge.
Oh, Sioux Falls is chiming in here.
Oh, we got a Sioux Falls one, South Dakota. Oh yeah, Corey. Hey, I love it. Let's do this every week. Corey, you were there. You know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you what, if we're going to do this every week, you guys are going to have to clean up that what did you call it? The smelly bee, the lazy bee, the whatty bee?
The dusty bee?
The dusty bee. There we go. Yep. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yep. Memorable name. I absolutely love it. No, it's actually pretty cool back there. Explain the room. It's a pretty cool room.
I rented all these animals just to put on the wall just for this.
He got him from his brother Josh.
That bear right above Curt's head, that was that was the bear that we shot in Montana in the episode. It took us 3 trips. Don't, Curt, knock it off. It took us 3 trips to get that bear on a spot and stalk in Montana, and I swore to myself after the first time I'd never go spot and stalk ever again. I'm a flatlander. I don't climb mountains, especially to climb a mountain, just to glass across the mountain to another spot, to find the bear, to climb down, to have to climb back up, to try to shoot that bear. I'm not, quote, in shape, so I didn't ever want to do it again. But we did it for 3 shows, and on the 3rd show, the last day, final hour, which is kind of crazy. You hear people say that. Is it true that if it happens or not? I don't know, but it did right there. I actually shot my only bear. So that's the bear you see right there. You saw on television. How
about the antelope? Oh yeah, I'll go to the antelope, then we'll go to the moose.
Yeah, the antelope. The antelope without the crazy horn. That was season 3 in Wyoming. We did shoot that on camera. So that's the one I that's the in the show we actually crippled the deer in that one, which was a bad deal. We never found the deer, but
oh geez,
what do we got going on here? How did you get the drop tine? Hey, good question, but that is that truly a drop tine antelope? That's the big question.
Yeah,
you have a drop tine out there, just feel to chime in because you'll be part of a special club that he's not part of, Jason, by the way. Actually, does Jason have one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he should.
You should.
But the antelope was in season 3 of my show, and then on the other side, that moose, as we shot that in Wyoming, I drew the Shiras moose tag with 2 preference points. We actually filmed that's part of the show too. So look at that, 4 critters on the screen, and 3 of them we shot on the TV show. Which
I'm betting there were quite a few people are looking at that thing going, "Is that a smelk or a spook or what?" Yeah, that is an awesome moose.
Now the Shiras, Shiras moose,
yep.
that was a pretty lucky deal to draw. I had 2 preference points, and I drew that in Wyoming. So that's one of those once in a million type deals.
Wow!
Thank God I drew it, and thank God that we actually got one harvested. Shot him on day 2. Day 1, we didn't see anything. Steve, my guide, could speak Spanish or whatever. He was speaking to the sheep herders out there, and we pull up the sheep herders, and he asked them in whatever language it was where the moose were, and they told us where the moose were, or they tried to. They weren't really in the spot where they told us, but they were kind of close, and we ended up getting that one. So, which is pretty cool. So it worked out. Especially on that.
That's a cool story. But I want to know, whose auction did you get the Budweiser pool table light from? Where'd you find that?
We stole that out of a bar one night. Curt and I were shit-faced, and we cut it off. We just cut her down and took her out of there. So I think that was in Yale, South Dakota, on a big snow goose. Is where we got that. A little thing called Black Velvet was involved in that one.
Yeah, oops. Was that Yale by a carpenter?
We'll go with B. Wow. Excuse me?
I just was wondering if that was Yale by a carpenter, or how'd you get there?
John Hoffman Electric, by the way, 280-1180. Give him a call for all your electric needs. And John, I get a discount on my next deal. He put it up there, to be honest with you. So that's where the old bar was.
Love it. I absolutely love it.
I asked you your favorite episodes. You couldn't answer. What was the weirdest or the funnest thing you hunted on your show?
Sea ducks. The sea ducks. I was a dream of mine always to hunt sea ducks and to go out to Maine to shoot the eiders, the Chesapeake Bay to shoot the eiders, the old squaw, long-tailed ducks, or when we went up to Washington we shot some goldeneye and the harlequin out there. Those are pretty exciting ones. You know, people want to travel all around the world and go on these big extravagant Africa or wherever, which would maybe be fun, and I'm sure it is. I'm just don't really have that itch. I would rather just go shoot sea ducks, or I just kind of always wanted to do it, dreamed about doing it, and we went out there and did it. Funny deal with the sea duck hunting. When we went to Maine, I've shot a lot of ducks in my life, especially around South Dakota, and I've never shot a banded duck. It took me to go to Maine to shoot not 1 but 2 banded eiders we shot on that show, and one was 9 years old and one was 13 years old on those eiders. It was funny because you actually see in the episode where the eiders are coming into the decoys, and the one female dropped her legs and the band slipped down on her leg, and my guide started yelling, band, band, band. So I shit my pants, and then I missed my first shot. I missed my second shot, and I crippled her on my third, put another round in, and then I shot her on the water, which you do a lot of that with the sea ducks. But we got her. And that was my first banded duck in my life. I got there, and the next day we went out hunting, and I shot another one. So, which is stupid. But
so you showed me one time the little book that you used to look at when you were a kid and cross off ducks.
Who didn't do that? The Ducks Unlimited Duck ID book.
Yeah.
You know, who didn't get one of those at your Green Wing banquet, right? And so I would after I shot a gadwall or a spoonbill or whatever, I would just put an X on that. I should have wrote the date that I shot that, first shot that duck, but so yeah, I would mark that on those, but those pages weren't marked. But now, because that's been a few years, but yeah, I did that. So geek, still got the book though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there that do that. My nephew, and he's got a journal he writes down every hunt in, and so he keeps track of it. And a lot of people do that.
I did that too. As a kid, I'd write down who I was hunting with, the book I had, whatever, you know, it was, I don't know where I got it. I think I got it from my grandpa, but it said where you hunted, what you were hunting, what you shot, who you were with, the weather, all that stuff. So I did that for a few years. Yeah, I'm a geek. But
so talk about
it's pretty neat.
Talk about the Gov Cup. You're very entertaining at the Gov Cup. You're full of information, and you keep Curt off the stage as much as possible. So, you know, kind of explain that whole thing. And, you know, it's
100% alcohol related. 100% little thing called Tito's vodka. If you notice, it's a 14-hour broadcast. So right around hour 12, I'm usually cross-eyed and drooling, and that's when the fun starts. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a fun deal. When you've won the tournament as many times as me, you just don't want to fish it anymore. You finally just got to do something different. So you start hosting it. I don't know what's next. You know, maybe I'll come parachuting in or something. What do we got here?
Yes, we did get a fire hydrant.
We're seeing straight.
Well, probably peed on it.
It's only
she does. Yeah.
But no, so the Gov Cup thing started a few years ago. Me and Benny were talking, and there's so much with going live nowadays. You can't play music in the background. I have so much dead air when I'm up on stage. And I asked Benny to come help MC it. And I think it brings a new level to the Gov Cup. It helps me tremendously. It's fun. He can pick on people in a way I've never seen before and get away with it. And it's fun. I hope people enjoy it. I enjoy it. I think I get a lot of good comments from people that do enjoy it. So that's where that came from, is to help me fill up time on that stage so I don't have to talk, because I'm definitely not as good as this guy over here.
You're right.
So did Curt hiccup a couple of times there? Have you guys been? Have you been tapping into the Tito's? I think I heard
Curt's hit the sauce already today, and I'm professional. Okay, Hold on, this is headquarters. Yeah, Curt's had 10 beers, and I've had 0 beers. You're right. Wait, hold on. And this year I have sherry.
Oh.
Yeah, Curt, stop drinking. That came from your headquarters.
I love it.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, here we are.
Oh my. Well, you know what? It's been great having you on. You know what? It's been a blast. Been looking forward to it for a week. It's not the first time you're going to be on, or the last. I'm pretty positive we're going to ask you to do it a time or two again. And
you guys have a national audience coming live out of Esteline, South Dakota. We have Matt McDowell all the way from Esteline.
We're spreading
right
more.
There's a bigger poacher in the country. There's no bigger poacher than that guy. Oh, hear about that one tomorrow.
Oh my!
Surprised you're getting a text already.
We've got 2 minutes left for as many comments as possible. So let her rip, Tater Chip. Let's have
it. You got to stick to 50 minutes.
Well, we got all those national commercials, you know.
Oh yeah, you have Prostrello Auto Mall in Madison, and who else do we have? Who else?
Let's see. We have. There we go.
We're pretty much unaffiliated in the show here, right?
There we are, right there. The 2 best partners in the country, right there. God bless you, Rafe. God bless you, Jason. God bless you, Cole. Those are the folks that make it happen in these arenas for me.
Did you invite?
Oh my God, we're running out of money. Between hook sets, it's out of money. Battery life is going down. Wait, we're using my power, Curt.
Hey, we're gonna pay the power bill out here at Dusty B.
True story. It's getting tougher out here.
Well, it's been awesome having you on, Benny.
Thank God for Jim. It's people like Jim that just that keep things going for me. Right there. Thank you, Jim. That's my dad. Who said that? Wait.
No, Jim Poppin.
Oh, Jim Poppin. Oh, yes. Some more quarters into the machine. Yeah. It's a pretty fun time. I like this. I just want to say I apologize to Chris Hull because Chris has asked me to do his podcast for years now, and I've always been kind of telling yes, we'll get it done, and we haven't got that done. But Curt swooped in and made it happen. So this has been fun.
You got to wrestle Benny down sometimes and actually come to him because he's a busy guy. But Benny, thank you for hopping on. It's been a blast. We've had a lot of fun tonight. Like I said, Brian or Chase said, we'll probably have you on again in the future. Hopefully you'll come back.
Well, I'm here and I'm not probably going to leave here. So anytime you want to bring the equipment back, we can do this.
How about
what do we have here?
Joining us here? If you got nothing going on, we're taking a trip January 5th, 6th, and 7th. But next Wednesday, we're going to map the trip on the podcast and kind of have some fun there. So you're certainly welcome to join us if you want to come up to Devil's Lake, if you've got nothing better to do. Show us how to catch fish.
When we get to Devil's,
I noticed my wife is watching this. Hope I'm going to Devil's Lake. So I just telling you now. All right. I'll be in Devil's Lake on what? The whole month of January.
Right. Yep. Sounds good.
Perfect. So I'll have limited cell service. So unlimited Tito's and
no cell phone.
And no cell phone. Be a horrible trip. Oh,
love
not
it.
looking forward to that one.
So yeah, speaking of that, we're going to go to Devil's Lake on the 5th through the 7th, and we're going to do a bunch of live feeds from up there. So make sure you tune into one of our pages to check that out because we're going to be live throughout the weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun just doing a bunch of different videos. We're hooking up with meeting up with a bunch of good guys up there that know the lake, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
I can feel the fun right here, Curt. I can feel it. It's going to be fun.
Feel it from here.
You know, in fact,
halfway across the state.
Here, I'm already there. I'm already there. I'm in Devil's Lake right now.
Perfect.
I love it. Wonderful. All right. Well, Happy New Year to you. Uh-oh, we've got another comment coming in.
This is the best one, Chris. This is the best one. Damn right, Chris. Shit. And this is podcast history right here.
It is.
You know what? I need a picture on your wall back there. I need a picture. I'm going to give you a Gun It poster. You're going to put it on the wall back behind you. That's where that's going to go.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I've got all kinds of room.
Done deal.
Look at all the room back here.
Even when you guys go to Devil's Lake, we go to Devil's Lake. It's going to be behind you there too.
The whole time.
Everywhere you go.
I think it's a great idea. I'll make room for it.
We'll get it done.
All right.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Tune in next week when we talk Devils, and we'll see you on the ice in Devil's Lake.
That sounds fantastic.
Yep. He grabbed on you in your underwear.
Oh, that was fun. Like those people.